Hey everybody, it's your girl Carmela here, your favorite business coach. I am going to be sharing some tips on leadership today, business and leadership, specifically faith and leadership. Actually, it's a training that I did for a friend of mine back in September. I thought today was a really good day to share it publicly. National Leadership Day was February 20th, so I want to share it on this week with you. So, faith and leadership is both of those are areas that are really near and dear to me, faith and leadership. And we're going to throw business right on in there with it because it all goes together. It all goes together. Those who are very successful in business have to operate from a place of faith because in the beginning, faith is all you have to start your business. Hear me. In the beginning, when you start your business, all you got is your faith. You got your faith, you got the dream, you may have some notes or something written down on a sheet of paper, but in the beginning, faith is all you have. And then what you do is you build from there. You build from there. And so we're going to talk about leadership, faith, and leadership on today. And I believe that it'll be very encouraging to you. If you know somebody that's in business, specifically a Christian business owner, share this with them. It'll give them a little bit of encouragement on today. I actually shared this in the Christian Business Owners Summit back in September. Speaking of that, if you have not registered for the one for this year, you really should get registered with Bernice Lohman and Lohman Creative Services. She does a phenomenal job and actually runs a phenomenal group for Christian business owners as well. So let's jump in. My name is Carmela Williams, and I'm a business coach. I'm a certified leadership coach, speaker, and trainer through the John Maxwell team. I'm also certified as a DISC consultant. And so I get the pleasure of helping leaders understand the communication style of their people. Let me tell you something. No matter what business you're in, no matter even if you're working on your job and you have a team, if you work with people, you could benefit from understanding the learning styles that we teach in DISC. It'll be great for your team. It'll be great for your team of leaders. It would be great just for you and your team to be able to understand each other as well. So, we can present this two ways, either just to the leaders so the leaders can understand their team, or to the whole team so the team together can come together and learn how to communicate together. I love DISC. And so we launched our business in February 2015. So this is our 7-year anniversary. In the month of February, I think it was February 15th or the first week in February. I think it was February 15th. And that was our 7th anniversary. And I'm so excited because I do know that businesses statistically don't make it 1 year, and they certainly don't make it 5 years, let alone 7. So I'm very grateful. Our business has evolved. Through the years, we started doing everything. Then we pulled in and focused on corporate. And then when COVID happened in 2020, we began to niche and work with small business owners. And so now this year, corporations are opening back up. So we're working with corporations and small business owners. But because February 20th was National Leadership Day, I'm going to share with you some information that I shared with a group of Christian business owners on faith and leadership. So let's dive in. So when you first start your business, the only thing that you have is faith. Faith is the only currency that you have. Many of us, when we started our business, we didn't have bank accounts full of money. You didn't have financial backers and things like that. Most of the entrepreneurs that I work with have started their businesses at a grassroots level and have been building it a little along. And so what we came from a place of faith. So somebody drop that in the comments for me. Faith is all I had. Faith is all I had. But let me tell you something. If you really got faith and a strategy from God, it may take you a little longer than somebody that's got faith and a bunch of money in the bank, but you can still get it done. Faith and leadership. Be the kind of leader that can see it before you see it. You got to see it before you see it. That's right, Angela. Faith is all I had. Y'all drop that in the comments. Because when we started our business, I don't know about you. I don't know what kind of financial backers and stuff that you have, but I'm just going to speak for me and a lot of the people that I work with. Faith was all we had. And there were some people didn't even have good credit. They even had to rebuild that while they were building their business. Faith was all we had because we could see it before we see it, meaning you could see the vision, you could see what the people needed, you can see the solution that you solve for your clients. One quality, listen at this now, one quality that all successful people have is the ability to take responsibility. This is a leadership chat. The quality that all successful people have is the ability to take responsibility. As a leader, you can give up everything except the final responsibility. As the leader of your team, it's up to you to determine what your team needs. It's up to you to track everything so you can see when your team is up and when your team is down. You can learn the patterns of your team. As the leader, you can give up everything except final responsibility. As the supervisor, you can take input from everybody, but you still have to take final responsibility. It's maybe they were not trained properly. Maybe people were put in the wrong place. But as a leader, the leader still bears that responsibility. And that is really your ability to respond to the hardship that shows up in your business. What ability do you have to respond to lack of finances in your business? What ability do you have to respond when your orders come in quicker than you can get them out? You have to have an ability to respond, to tweak whatever's not working, make a shift, make an adjustment, pivot so that your business can move forward. True leaders will give up everything except final responsibility. The success or the failure of our business falls on the shoulders of the CEO. It falls on the shoulders of the leader. We're talking about faith and leadership. They go together because we just had National Leadership Day. So here we go. We must embrace the following 4 characteristics. We're going to talk about 4 characteristics of leadership for those who have leadership in business. Number 1 is get the job done. Leaders get the job done. Listen at this. No one can do the minimum and reach maximum potential. You can't do the bare minimum and expect to hit the maximum. There's a gap. And if the minimum is as high as you will go in your business, you will never hit your maximum potential. So minimum, you can't do the minimum and expect the maximum, because we're talking about the faith that's required for leaders to go to the next level in their business. Listen at this. Faith-filled leaders operate in the gift of faith. When we believe God for the connections we need, we believe God for the marketing team. We believe God for the media team. We believe God for the virtual assistants we need. We believe God for everything that we need in our business. So, Kimberly, we're talking about faith and leadership on today. We believe God for everything that we need in our business. Give me 1 second. We believe God for everything we need in our business. Let's see here. Oh, maybe that was it. It says my battery was low. So hold on, y'all. My apologies. Make sure I got it plugged up. Well, maybe it won't close on us because it's plugged up, but for some reason it's still saying, okay, there we go. All right. My apologies. Number 1, the number 1 characteristic we were talking about with faith and leadership is get the job done. So the only thing you missed, Kimberly, was we were talking about a leader can give up everything except final responsibilities, but the replay will remain up and you'll be able to catch those first 5 or 10 minutes. So these are the qualities we must embrace as faith-filled leaders. Number one, and I'm talking to CEOs, I'm talking to believers that are running businesses. I'm showing you how to put your faith with what it is that you need as you move your business along, and so that you can have a successful business. We can't do the minimum and expect the maximum. And so faith-filled leaders, y'all, we operate from a place of faith. So we have to use that same level of faith for everything that we need in our business. So all the help that you need in your business, I encourage you to call it in. Like right from a place of faith. We're talking about leadership on today. So whether you're running a nonprofit organization, whether you're running a business, whether you're volunteering, if you're leading in any capacity, you have to use your faith to call in the people, the finances, and the resources that you need to be successful. I remember I was working on a job and I was doing payroll and things were going pretty good. But when the summer months came, what I didn't know was that money in that particular business, that organization, it wasn't my business. I was an employee at the time. Money was really low in the summer months. And when it came time to pay like the light bill and certain things, because there were people that lived on that particular property. And so when it came time to pay the light bill and stuff, I had to wait. And then when the money hit the account, the accountant would literally say, all right, pull that money out right now for payroll. And I would pull that money out for payroll and move it over to the payroll account. And then they would tell the ones that paid the utilities, okay, now go ahead and move that money for the utilities and things like that. And so what we found ourselves doing in those summer months was faithing in the finances for another man's vision, for another man's business. And because it paid our bills too, we really were believing God and praying that the finances would come in so that that particular business could operate the way that it needed to operate. This is no different. This is no different than what you have to do in your own business. You have to ask God for the strategy and be creative so that you can make the right connections, so that you can get the right skill set that you need to build your business the way that you need to build your business. And so that number one skill that we have is we get the job done. That's right, Angela. We faith it in. We get the job done. We don't just quit when hardship comes. No, when you operate in faith in leadership, we faith it in. We figure out what we need to do to get the job done. Number two, be willing to go the extra mile. If you are a CEO and you're running your own business, I don't care if you sell ink pens, you're a CEO. That means you are a leader. And right now it could just be you. You could be a solopreneur, but the success or failure of that business rests on you. So number two, you got to be willing to go the extra mile for your business. Listen, whoever said when you work for yourself, you never work a day in your life, I think that is a myth, because I never worked 7 days a week for nobody else's job when I was an employee. I work every day for my business. Even when I'm off, I have some type of system where if somebody inquire, they're not just left hanging until I start back at work up on Monday or Tuesday. So there still have to be some level of response, right? I have to be willing to go the extra mile. When I do discovery calls, I give away a lot of free content. I give away free content in my groups. I give away free content all the time. Why? Because I'm willing to go the extra mile to show my clients that the information that I'm giving you, I don't mind giving it to you free, because when we work together, they'll see, okay, if she's doing all this with me for free, imagine what it's going to be like when we're ready to go further, faster in a paid program. It's the same concept. You got to be willing to go the extra mile. So listen at this. If it looks like you're about to miss the deadline, lose the deal, fail to get the program launched, all you got to do is stop and put a plan in place. Faith does not stop. Be willing to go the extra mile. Pause. Go back to the Father for the strategy so that you can pivot. Number one, we get the job done. Number two, we're willing to go the extra mile. We're willing to help our clients. Let me give you this example. We also offer social media posting, right? And there are some people that do a whole lot more with social media than us. But remember, my clients are people that are just getting their businesses off the ground. And so they need those basic posting services. But the extra mile is when we meet with them, we always say, send us the pictures and images and things like that that you want us to use. But guess what? Most of the time, they don't have it, right? And so what do? We go the extra mile to show them the type of images that they can use that would appeal to their customers, the type of posts that would appeal to their customers. For one, I even did a little jingle during the holidays to just kind of help them be able to envision what all their social media pages can offer. And so you got to be willing to go the extra mile as a leader and as an entrepreneur. Number 3, you got to be driven by excellence. Driven by excellence. Bernice, in the very beginning, opening, I told them that I share this with your group, parts of this with your group at the Christian Business Owners Summit in September of last year, and they need to go ahead and get registered for the summit for this year. So Bernice, if you're still on here, drop that registration link in the comments so they can register for that Christian Business Owners Summit for 2022. Yes, you definitely got to go the extra mile. Number 3, be driven by excellence. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones, y'all. We got to be driven by excellence. You got to have a standard in your business and be willing to admit to yourself when you have not given 100%. You got to be willing to admit to yourself when what you have done was not good enough, when you didn't do what you were supposed to do. I'm not saying go to the client, but I'm saying do an evaluation, do a review of what you have done, right? So we implement it and then we review it to see if it worked. I just did a retreat this weekend. And on the last night of the retreat, me and the leaders, we sat around in a little huddle and we talked about different things that we could do differently at the next one. So you have to review so that you can always be driven by excellence. So if it's not your best, that's fine. But the next time, take it to another level. Don't lower your standards because your business represents God. In everything that we do, it represents Him, right? Because we have, we operate from a place of kingdom excellence. That's right. If you want it, you got to be willing to fight for it. Don't be just settling for leftovers when it comes to your business. We don't settle for leftovers for our business. We stop, we plan for it, we save for it, we implement in phases if we have to. What don't work, we pull it back in and we tweak it, and then we go hard after it again. So we're driven by excellence. So I was talking about being driven by excellence. Admitting what's not good enough, not lowering your standards, identify and replace limiting beliefs. That's where we were. We have to identify and replace limiting beliefs. The limiting beliefs will stunt the growth of your business because how you do anything is how you do everything. If you're struggling with finances in your personal life, you may find yourself struggling with finances in your business. If you're struggling with follow-up in your personal life, you may struggle with follow-up in your business. If you say things like, I don't really like people, you may struggle with that when it comes to business, especially a business where you got to deal with people. So make sure that you identify those limiting beliefs and then that you replace them. If you struggle with money, if you think that people that are wealthy or uppity or they think they're better than other people, you may subconsciously self-sabotage your own business by charging so low that you are always operating from a place of a deficit. So be very careful with those limiting beliefs. And then the last thing, number 4, is produce regardless of the season. And y'all got to be praying with me now that this thing don't act up till I can find out what's going on after this broadcast. Produce regardless of the season that you're in. That just simply means your ability to finish and not be moved by what you see. It doesn't matter if somebody told me in one of my businesses that January would be the lowest income producing month. So what did we do for January? We partnered it up with something else so that now January's focus is not on sales. January focus is on outreach. And because of the outreach, we're able to make a difference in our community and it still keeps our sales up, right? And so you got to be able to produce regardless of the season that your business is in. True leaders and true CEOs identify the ebbs and flows of their business, and then you put boundaries in place so that you can produce no matter what season you're in your business. If your standards are high, if your attitude is good, If your faith is strong, if you consistently work hard and you still don't achieve the volume and produce what you need to produce in your business, then in that case, I challenge you to increase your skills, increase your skill set, get help, network with somebody, and don't be afraid to ask for help. That is so important that you're not afraid to ask for help. Because if you're doing all those things, it might be something that's missing. And sometimes, let's just be honest, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know the questions to ask if you don't know what the problem is. And sometimes we're struggling in a particular area and somebody else can come in and see it. And that'll be that one thing that shifts everything in your business. So make sure that if you're doing all the things, all the fundamentals right? The fundamentals are simply, you have high standards in your business. You got a good attitude. Your prices are set. Your faith is strong. You show up for your business like you said you would, and you're still not producing. You need to increase your skill set. You need to network, and you need to put your pride to the side and ask for help so that you can take your business to the next level. Learn more. Don't ever stop learning. Remember, a leader can give up everything except final responsibility, okay? Take that away from our time together today. As the CEO of your business, you can give up everything except final responsibility. So if things are not working, it is our responsibility. It's how do we respond to those situations? We have to respond quickly, and we have to respond in a way where our business can continue to grow. We can maintain integrity. We will continue to expand. And then when we come across that problem again, we'll be prepared for it. You got your contingency plans in place and everything. So leadership, you got to be willing to lead. Listen, if you are a solopreneur and you're struggling with leadership and there's nobody in the business but you, how are you going to expand to add more people? If there's nobody in the business but you, and you won't show up on time, if there's nobody in the business but you, and you can't get your orders out on time, and there's nobody in the business but you, and I'm talking about in the beginning, and you can't get your postings up so the people will know, people got all these questions and you don't respond to the questions, you don't respond to their questions and things of that nature. If there's nobody in the business but you, how are you going to take that business to the next level and add employees and add business partners and do collaborations and all of those things? It takes faith and it takes leadership skills in order for you to run a successful business. That's what I want you to know. It takes faith and it takes leadership skills in order for you to run a successful business. Listen, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, we will be doing this 3-day free business builder summit. I got a couple of friends that's going to stop by and share with you as well. The summit will be taking place inside of my group. The group is called the Training Room for Hungry Entrepreneurs. And so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week at 9:00 p.m., make sure you join us for this Business Builder Summit. We'll be dropping all kinds of gold nuggets, all kinds of tips. Everything is free. Come in with your notebook. Come in ready to learn. Come in ready to grow. And if you're not already in the group, make sure you go to the group. Make sure you get in that group page so that you have access. You'll have access to the recordings, and we'll be live inside of that Facebook group only. See, like right now I'm live in 3 places, but on that Facebook group for the Business Builder Summit, it will only be inside of the group. So make sure you jump in, make sure you answer the questions so that I can approve you. And I'm looking forward to us growing together. To the leaders, keep growing, keep building, hang in there because it does get better. Y'all have a great day.